Yo guys, what is up and welcome back to the channel. Now if you take a look above, you'll notice that I've already rebranded to George's Car Media. GCM is now the way it's going to stay, and GCM the PT is now a thing of the past. And although my Instagram is still the same, and although my intro is still the same, we are currently in process of rebranding entirely. Now, I've actually come out to the moors since watching Boris Johnson's little chat last night. He has made it obvious that if you cannot work at home and your income needs to be supported by leaving the house and going out to do that, provided you abide by social distancing, you are allowed to go out and make your living as you would have done before. Now, to those of you that know, YouTube provides ads provide ad revenue, so Google end up paying you. Admittedly, a tiny amount, but I'm not in a position to be fussy. Now, what we're going to do now is I'm going to put the tripod behind the car, and finally, we can hear what the Milltek Ultimate with the RS center section from the MK2 Focus RS sounds like. Now, I tried to get some driving clips. I stuck the windscreen mount on the windscreen, stuck it over here, and they just weren't suitable. So today, this is literally what we're going to be doing. We're going to be seeing how angry this thing sounds. We're out in the middle of nowhere. Now, hopefully there's no one around that we can annoy, no Karens that are going to get angry. But for the time being, that is the premise of today's video. Let's see how this sounds, and then maybe if we've got some time, I can look at taking some photos so that we can look at updating the banner that we've put in up top. Now, I do need some more photos, so that's going to be exciting. And I'm in a place right now where it could potentially look quite good. So let's jump outside the car and let's go and see what it sounds like. But bear in mind, it's already warm. Yo guys, so this is where we're at today. Obviously we're in the middle of Dartmoor. As you can see, it's very windy, but there's lots of open space. So I'm assuming this is where people probably come to do their daily exercise. So guys, as it stands, I'm behind the car. We'll get the tripod that I've just loosely put down here, and then we'll be in a position and we can turn it on and see what this thing sounds like. Let's just hope that I don't get told off by any old ladies, any Karens, or any horses. But yeah, we'll get the tripod down, we'll set it up, and we'll turn the car on. Damn, that sounds good. Now, I get asked this a lot, so I'm going to try and look at the turbo gauge directly. Right now, so what do I actually think of the exhaust? Are there any things that maybe I didn't like, things that I would have changed, things I would do differently, and obviously as a result, warn you guys in advance to maybe keep you guys from maybe wasting any money. Now guys, when it comes to a Focus ST, naturally the 5-pot engine is the loudest, nicest sounding engine, I reckon, for the money. So obviously you're going to want to have an exhaust system that not only makes it sound as good as it should, but at the same time gives you that feeling while driving, that feeling of excitement, the adrenaline rush. And if you're the kind of person that wants it, you want everyone to look at you being like, who the hell is that? What a dickhead. But you know, Focus ST drivers, we know what that's all about, so that's besides the point. But when it comes to the perfect exhaust, there are so many to consider. Now you've got the KMS Section 18, you've got the KMS Thunderstorm, you've also got the Section 59, the Cobra Venom, and you know, there are obviously other brands as well that do make exhaust too. Now guys, Milltek themselves have got a position here right close to my heart, because I had one in my Megane R26 and I've now got one in my Focus ST, so naturally I loved it. So when I contacted Milltek and were asking them questions as to what would be the best system, they said, well, if you heard of the RS center section, the Milltek Ultimate is something you're after. You know, they've obviously watched my videos, so they know what kind of sound my car made before. But that I cannot explain. This thing just sounds epic. It really, really does. Now, you would have heard that from the back as well. Don't get me wrong, every exhaust sounds epic in their own way that maybe another system doesn't. They've all got their pluses, they've all got their minuses. Now, as much as having a positive in an exhaust system, there are also negatives. Now, the things to look out for when it comes to your exhaust pipe is, number one, is the diameter. You're going to want to stick with 3-inch. I had a 2.75 on the system before, and it did sound great, but I'll tell you what, it did not sound like this. So when looking to get something for your car, make sure, number one, 3-inch. Make sure that it's the right size for your build, and you can go bigger if you're looking at going Cyvex or something crazy down the line. But I don't know too many people that have got that kind of money, because you're looking at 15 to 20 grand just to have that kind of thing set up in your car. Now, I recall it's stupidly expensive just for the ECU, let alone the map and everything else that comes alongside it. So in my particular instance, 3-inch was the priority. Making it look good was also a priority too, because I was going to be installing it with you guys. Now, it's important that you guys think it looks cool as much as I think it looks cool, all right? Now, it matters to me what you guys think, not in a negative sense, not in the kind of way that what you guys think is going to change what I'm up to, but at the same time, I'm here making content that hopefully is engaging and entertaining for you. Now, I thought, when I first got my ST, there was some ST content online, and I just thought, you know what, if I was an ST owner and had some questions, I want it put on the internet in a different way. So here I am, trying my best to do that for you. God damn, my arms have got so skinny. Lockdown has got me working on cars and not on the gains. So that's, who cares? No one cares about that, but that's okay. So, where are we at? We've got an amazing system on the car now. I'm super happy with it. We're running the AirTech downpipe straight from the turbo itself. That's going into the Toyo Sports cat that's in the middle. We've then got the RS center section from the Focus RS Mk2, and then we've got the back box there, which is from the Milltek Ultimate. That's pretty much a Y pipe, so it's pretty much similar to a KMS Section 18, which is what some of the comments have been pointing out. It sounds great. Yeah, there's a tiny bit of drone, but it's not enough to bother you. I mentioned that in the previous video. As you can tell, I haven't looked at the clips that were recorded from behind the car just now. The car sounds amazing. I'm going to be honest, there's always going to be me being a little bit like, don't want to be too loud, don't want to be too asbo. I've also got my sports cat in as well, so I'm not a massive fan of ripping the contents out of that and sending it out the exhaust, like the video that I put up on TikTok of a car meet that I went to a while ago. So for the time being, I've just thought I'd come up here and show you what it sounded like, so you guys can be a little bit more in touch with what is going on. Now, we're going to head home, and we're going to see what we can do, but for the time being, let's go and have a drive. It's nice weather. And we'll see if we can get a couple of pulls on the way home without getting stopped. So, sit back, relax. I'll try and keep this as uncut as possible. We're up in the moor, so obviously there's going to be no speeding. But as soon as we get out onto the main road, we can hopefully have some fun. See you guys shortly. Imagine, right, reversing your car and realising you left your tripod and your fancy camera. That wouldn't be good, would it? I would love nothing more than to bring a bunch of STs out to a little area and get some really nice photos taken, but it's just not something that I can do, unfortunately. Is it going to let me get out of here without scraping my side skirts and my sump? I've currently got no under tray on the car. I need to get the one that I broke, if you guys remember from when we went out for a drive and it shattered. But they're 50 quid, and just for a piece of plastic, although I'll probably end up giving in and buying it because I kind of need to look stupid. It's just, right now, the £50 that I say would have could be spent better elsewhere, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, I could probably do with getting my under tray back on, and then I can stop worrying about that kind of thing. You know, I'd have no money left, but that's okay. I really want to drive like fast here, but it's too irresponsible. There's so many horses and sheep. If you do ever get a chance to come to Plymouth, the moors is a nice place to come up and chill. But I need to hurry up and get myself a daily so I can come up and go on adventures behind the camera and not leave the Focus ST project here, there and everywhere. Fingerprint on the iPhone lens. Now, it's insanely unlikely, but if there is a company watching this video that, oh, big tractor. If there's a company watching this video that makes double or triple suction cup DSLR camera mounts for the windscreen, hook me up. I want to do some in-car footage with my camera and my professional microphone. But for now, I mean, any video that you've watched up until now, unless it's been GoPro, which it hasn't been for a long time, has been filmed with the front-facing camera on my phone which is okay if you compare it to like what you would have had a couple of years ago, but compared to what I feel like I could offer, it's really not cutting it. I want a proper microphone and a lens that focuses on me properly and has good depth of field. That would be really nice, but it's not possible just yet. Oh yeah, that kid just thought my car was farting. Come on, come on. Whoa! Pops and bangs for days. Popcorn, is it? Fucking popcorn. Do you reckon we could cut popcorn in the exhaust? You'd have to like, I don't know how you'd hold a piece of popcorn in the middle, but fire would come out and poof, movie ready. I'm not sure it'd come out sweet though. It might be. Maybe that's what I could do instead of selling merch. Sell petrol flavoured popcorn, produced by the Focus ST. Not a good idea. Sorry, I'm weird anyway. You probably know that already. It's kind of stuff that goes through my head. When your car's too fast and there's too much traffic on the road and there's nothing you can do. When you've got a flapjack in your pocket and Karen's telling you off. Come on then! Jesus! Fenton! Jesus Christ! Right, so, taking into account 5 miles an hour over because it's wrong, 35 mile an hour, from 5th gear into 3rd gear, and down. Literally makes me heat up just with like good old adrenaline rush. Here on the crest of the hill and foot down. Nice little bang that was, wasn't it? Triggered some of you guys. Burble, burble, burble. Like instant, right? With no effort. Look, foot down. It's just amazing. Like, obviously, for obvious reasons, it needs a map, it needs a tune to compensate for everything that it's had put in it. But this is why I've not gone ahead and done that, because to me, the actuator, which is effectively responsible for your boost's reliability alongside your Bose solenoid, just makes sense for me to get all of that done, because then you'll be in a position, I mean, you just don't want to be in a position where you're getting a tune done, you're adding an induction kit, and then you're like, oh, well, I could have done that properly. I'd rather get it all done and then make one hell of a tune video for the channel where it really went into depth with what you can do and what you need as supporting mods for your Focus ST in order to reach said power. But no, it's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to that. So when that happens, Simon from Bevo Tuning, Simon represent, he is an absolute hero. Bevo Tuning's really, really good. He's got a really good name for himself. Now he's even gone up north and worked with the likes of DMO DJ, which is pretty cool. So yeah, he's definitely the one to speak to. This is a filter lane, my friend, which means you go first. Thank you very much. Honestly, I'm always squinting when I'm driving. I basically this is going to sound like the weirdest information that you probably didn't know. I am so hypersensitive to light that if I stare directly at the sun, I will sneeze repetitively with about 10 to 15 seconds interval. And it's really embarrassing, but it's quite funny if someone doesn't believe you and you just make eye contact with the sun. No, green light's down here, I haven't got time. But yeah, I spend more time squinting, so I need some sunglasses. God, it just bangs all the time. And I'm not even trying. Oh, the joys of callovers. Every single little tiny bump. Ka-bum, bum, bum, bang. I had someone message me last night, guys, to try and get me to review his 575 brake red Focus ST. Pre-facelift as well, so that's going to be pretty cool. Obviously not anytime soon because of lockdown, but yeah, it's going to be fun to get involved. Wait for it. Well, that didn't take much, did it? It wasn't quite what I was after in terms of the bang bang bang, and 3 ginormous police cars just went past, but that's okay. Jeremy Clarkson, you got it spot on. You don't have to be an ASBO person to drive a Focus ST, but you drive a Focus ST and you will be, or you will become, an ASBO person. Why don't we just do a full send into the outro? Guys, I love you. Like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe for more.